Okay, so who's ready for today's Watch Me Design Live? All right, so I hope you guys are ready for today's Watch Me Design Live. So today, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to create a product poster. So I have all my assets ready, and so if you have questions, you can drop it in the top chat box. I'm going to read your question and answer them. Okay, so let's start. All right, so the first thing we need to do is to have a frame. All right, but okay, so before we even create a new document, it's always good to have um to draw out the layout of your project. All right, it's always good to work that way because it gives you the freedom to know how you're going to place your content. All right, and that's what I did here. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to create a new document by clicking on file, and I'm going to select new. Okay, so I'm going to call this path poster. Okay, then I'll make my width 900, height is going to be 720, and resolution is going to be 72, and my color mode here is going to be on RGB. So the reason why I'm using this frame size now here is because my intention is to post this on Instagram. All right, so I'm using the Instagram portrait frame size for this project. So I'm going to make this portrait. All right, that's to be portraits, and I'm going to select the create button. All right, so I'm going to drag my board in now. I'm going to drag that and drop here. All right, and I'm going to move this down here like so. Then I'm going to hit the enter key like that. Then I'm going to drag the image of the park in here, and I'm going to scale this down, and this should be here like so. So it should be somewhere here. All right, this is beautiful. And then I'm going to drag the image of the pop-up in, and this should go down. Then this should be here. Let's make it go down a bit, and this should be somewhere here like so. Okay, then I'm gonna hit the enter key. So let's go to our reference. Let's see what we have. All right, so we're still making, it's still making sense anyway. So I'm gonna move this to close to this like so, and I think that is okay. So I'm going to drag the leaf image here, because part of the reason why I always do this most time to add leaf to my project is to give it that interesting feel. Another good thing about this is you see the color of this green here is part of what, you know, give life to the project. So I'm going to use this leaf here. I'm going to use this particular one. I'm going to drag that and drop here, place it here. Then I'm going to convert this to a smart object. Then I'm going to activate the free transform and just scale this down and rotate it this way. And this should be somewhere here. All right, beautiful. All right, let's see if we can get another leaf again from the exercise file. So from my assets, excuse me. So I'm going to use this. So I'll drag this and drop here. Then I'll convert this to a smart object. So if you have questions for me, guys, please drop them in the top chat box. I'll read them out and I'm gonna answer your questions. All right, so this is good. So let's see what we have now. All right, so it's making sense. So anyway, so I'm going to shift select the two layers now and activate free transform and just make this go down a bit more. And let's see. All right, this is beautiful. All right, then for my background here, I'm going to create a new layer. So hold on Alt and click on the new layer icon and call this red VG, and I'm going to select the enter key here. So I'm going to go to my foreground color picker here, and then I'm going to use this red here. All right, so I'm going to just drag this down and see. and I'm going to select the OK button. Then I'm going to fill this with the shortcut, which is Alt and backspace. All right, and now it looks as if we are losing the look of our pack here. So I'm going to create a new layer again by holding on Alt and click on the new layer icon, and I'm going to call this glow, and I'm going to select the OK button. Then for this, I'm going to pick a lighter value of red here. So for those of you that care to see the color code, this is it here. So I'm going to select the OK button, and I'm going to go straight to my brush setting. Now make sure you're on the brush to when going to your brush settings, and I'm going to click on the soft round brush, and I'm going to turn off shape dynamic because I don't want it to have that pencil look. All right, so I'm going to increase my brush size. All right, and let's see. Okay, let's just use the normal mouse. So I'm going to just click once like so and activate the free transform on this. I'm going to hold on Alt and make this real big. Let's just zoom out a bit. So I'm going to zoom out and make this big like so. All right, so then I'm going to create a new layer again and make this smaller, and just click once again and activate levels on this. All right, so for this I'm going to make this a bit brighter like so, and select the OK button. Then I'll activate the free transform again on it. All right, and this should be here. So most time the reason why it's always good to create this glow effect behind your illustration is to make attention be on the illustration. So anytime you see this glow effect on designs, I mean successful designs, you realize that they always place this behind the subject, the focus, and that's what I'm trying to do here. So you don't just apply it to your project because you just want it to be there. No, there's a purpose why this glow radial effect is always at the back of every design project or every successful design project. So I'm going to zoom out and make this real big like so and hit the enter key. So now so I need to brush the look of my product here. So to do that, I'll go straight to the layer, all right, which is this. I believe this is the layer called pack, and I'm going to hit curve on the I'm going to select curve from the adjustment tab here and click on the clip icon because I only want this to affect the layer of my part here, all right, of my product here. All right, so Emmanuel Adebayo, I can see your message. You're welcome. All right, so I'm going to just create an edge curve on this. Now, most time, the reason why this is good is because always give when you do this edge curve thing on your image, most time it always gives this depth look, and that's what I'm trying to achieve here, right? So I'm going to make the shadow a bit darker and add more highlights to the product. So when you do this, you always give it that that new package look, and that's what you notice I'm achieving here. So for the glow, all right, I'm gonna make that more bigger. So I have shift selected the two layers and activate free transform on it. All right, now this is good. Okay, so one more glow again, and I think we are gonna be take our hands off from the glow part. All right, so this time I'm using white, and I'm going to select the brush tool and just click once. All right, and yeah, all right. Then I'm happy you noticed that. I'm happy you noticed the effect of the the curve. All right, so I'm gonna make this a bit bigger. All right, like so. So I'm gonna reduce the opacity of this a bit because we're beginning to lose this side of the package. All right, so this is good. Or better still, let's just move it a bit to this side. All right, let's move it a bit to this side like so. Now this is okay. All right. Then so for the pop-off here, all right, we need to do the same adding of the curve to it. So I'm going to select the curve adjustment here and just clip here. Click on the clip icon because I really want this to affect the the layer. All right, so I'm going to just do the S curve again, and you see we're beginning to see that depth again on the image. All right, then this is good. All right, now something is still not right here, and the reason why it looks as if things are still not looking right here is because there's one very important effect that when you apply it to your photo manipulation, it always give it life, and that thing is called the shadow. So let's start adding shadow to our project, and you're going to see how the shadow is going to bring life to it. So I'm going to start with the shadow for this image here. So what I'm going to do is on the layer of the image. All right, no, let's just start with the layer of the pack. I'm going to create a new layer. So I'm going to hold on Alt and click on a new layer icon, and I'm going to call this shadow. Sorry, I didn't remember to hit the Alt button. All right, the Alt key, excuse me. So I'm going to hold on Alt and place my mouse in between the two layers and click this inside the pack layer. Then I'm going to change this to black. All right, then I'll change my blend mode here to multiply. Go to the brush settings and make sure you're on the brush tool. Then I'm going to reduce my brush size and make sure transfer is checked. Now, for those of you that don't have a graphics tablet, because I have the reason I'm selecting transfer here now is because I have a graphics tablet. But if you don't have a graphics tablet, you can turn down your flow here to 11, and you're still going to achieve the same move. And I'm going to turn off smooth here. I'm going to make my move smoothing 0 here, and then I'm going to gently apply the shadow here like so. All right, now there's one thing I want you guys to know: the stronger your shadow, the closer the object is to the surface of the to the surface or to any object behind it. So because I want to create a little bit distance here, I'm not going to make the shadow here too strong. So I'm going to reduce my brush size here, and for this side here, I'm just going to add more shadow to make. I'm going to make this side here more darker because I actually want it to look as if this leaf is resting on this pack here. All right, so I'm going to just add more shadow here. Let me do the same thing here. All right, this is good. So for this side here, I'm just going to add more shadow to it. Let's see, yeah, this is good. Yeah, this is good. Beautiful. All right, so for this side of the pop-off, all right, or for this side of this image here, we need to add more shadow to that part. So I'm going to create a new layer again, and I'm going to hold on Alt and click on the new layer icon and select shadow. So I'm going to call it shadow and select the OK button. Then I'm going to hold on Alt and clip this inside the layer of this image, and I'm going to increase my brush size, and don't forget to change this to multiply. Then I'm just going to gently apply that here, increase this again, and just apply it gently again. So I'm going to just put this here. All right, so I'll go to filter, blur, and say Gaussian blur. Now reduce the blur strength like that, and this is okay. So if I zoom out now, let's see what we have. Yeah, it's making sense. Okay, then for this side here, I need to add the shadow for this leaf. So I'm just going to apply that here. No, sorry. Please don't apply the shadow to this side. All right, now the reason I'm not going to do that is because the leaf here is too close to the bowl. So applying shadow to this side is not going to work. So only apply the shadow to this side and make sure the shadow is soft. I'm going to select the eraser too because I think I over applied the shadow there. So I'm going to make sure I'm on the soft round brush here. I'm just going to take this out a bit like so. All right, this is good. So for the shadow under the leaf, I'm I'm going to create a new layer again. Hold on Alt and click on the new layer icon. I call this shadow again. All right. And I'm going to reduce my brush size and then apply shadow to the side. Now, see, I'm on the eraser tool. I'm supposed to be on the brush tool. So I'm going to just apply this here. Apply this here. And this one here needs to be stronger. And this should be lighter. So here, I'm going to reduce the brush size and just gently apply the shadow here. I'm going to do something here. Changes to multiply, don't forget. Always remember to do that, okay? So let's see. Beautiful, beautiful. So I'm going to just apply more shadow here. So I'm going to make this bigger a bit. Okay, yeah, this is good. So for the shadow under my image here, I'm going to so now one other thing you need to do here is you need to know the angle where your shadow is going to face. All right, and make sure that the shadow, the angle, the make sure the angle, the shadow under each of your image face the same angle. All right, that's another way you achieve good photo manipulation here. So because I have my glow effect on this side of my project, it means every of my shadows should face this side. Okay, so I think I still need to add more shadow to this side here. So I'm going to go to the park shadow here, and I'm going to increase the size and just apply this here like so. Okay, let's see. Yeah, this is good. So I'm just going to gently apply it here again like that. Okay, this is good. So yeah, so the shadow here, the shadow under the pop-up here, I'm going to select Alt and hit the new layer icon and call this shadow again. Okay, and I'm going to select the OK button now. Make sure this is set to multiply, and this should be here. All right, so I'm going to reduce my brush size. All right, and then zoom in, and then just draw a shadow here. So, okay, so Ben is saying the blur effect can also be applied using the feather option under density tab in the property tab. All right, so Ben, there's a way I always work on my project. All right, I'm still going to get to that side, okay, but just stay cool, okay. All right, so I'm just going to apply this here like so. Just see. So I'm just going to apply it here again. So I'll go to the eraser tool. I think I over applied here, so I'm just going to take it out from here gently. So let's see. Yeah, beautiful. So let's see again. I'm just going to take it out more. Let's see. Okay, this is good. So for this side here, I'm just going to gently apply it here, but this time I'm not going to apply it too much. It's just going to be very light shadow. Okay. Yeah, this is good. Yeah, so you see our project is already is making sense already. So I'm gonna move everything a bit to the side. No, aside from the board. Some here to this. No, 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 no. Don't touch it. All right. So let's see what we have. Okay, so for this side here, just need to add more shadow. So I'm just gonna put select the brush tool and just add a little bit shadow here. Okay. Let's see. Beautiful. This is beautiful. Now, the other thing we need to do here is to add a light effect because there's a light here. All right. So we need to make this light. You need to put something like to create because like what I always say to you guys that there should be unity on every design project you work on. Unity is very, very key. All right. So part of how you create unity where achieving successful photo manipulation is concerned is number one the shadow, which is what we've settled, and then the other part is the highlight. So since we have a light effect from this side, it's always good to have something like like a light effect from this side of our box. So to do that, we need to be on the layer of the park here. All right. So I'm going to create a new layer and hold down Alt and click this inside the layer of the pack. And I'm going to call this, let's just call this highlights. All right. It should be highlights. Beautiful. So I'm going to zoom in here now and I'm going to go to the color picker and pick a color from here. Let's make this go this side here. I'm going to select the OK button and go to the brush tool. And yeah, so make sure you're on the soft round brush when doing this. All right. So I'm going to reduce my brush size and just gently apply that. No, excuse me. So I'm going to gently apply it here like so. Apply it here like so. All right. So please, when you're doing this, please don't extend it to this side of your item. All right. I mean, your image, because doing that is going to affect the success of the project. Okay. So I'm going to just apply that here. Simple things like these are part of what always make good posters successful. When you do it well, when you do it correctly on your project, it's going to make the project look mature and professional. And that's what I want you guys to catch here. Highlight and shadow, very important, very, very important. All right, so let's just make this a bit no, just find that way. So the other thing I'm going to do here now is to create depth of field, or I mean depth, not even depth of field now, just depth. So what I'm going to do is I really want more focus to be on the product here. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to select curve. All right, and I'm going to drag this down like so. Then I'm going to hit Control I. All right, Control I on my keyboard to reverse the mask. And yeah, so let's go to our brush settings here. F5. And make sure you're on the soft round brush when doing this. And so like I said previously, if you don't have a graphics tablet, turn this off and just reduce your flow to 11 and you're still going to achieve the same move I'm about to apply now. All right, so then I'm going to increase my brush size. All right, and I'm going to zoom out. Then I'm going to switch to white. All right, because we want to add the curve back to the project. So I'm going to move this here. I'm going to apply the brush here, excuse me. And yeah, so since this is where I have my lights, I'm not going to apply the brush to that area, right? So I'm going to just apply this here. Sorry. So I'm going to apply it here, 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 like so. Okay, so let's see what we have. Just the brush size, and then I'm just going to apply it here also. Okay, then I'll change my blend mode here to luminosity. Okay, because what luminosity helps us to achieve is instead of using curve to add too much contrast to the colors, luminosity is going to make us still achieve the same color on the project, and then it will now make us have that little touch of it's going to make us have this darker value here of the color rather than having high contrast of the color on the project. All right, so I'm going to move this. I'm going to apply this here like so. Now you see our project is already looking superb. All right, so I'm going to apply this here. All right. Okay, so I think I have more messages from you guys here. Emmanuel is saying the best teacher. Thank you, Emmanuel. Adebayo, all right. The first person is Koro Emmanuel, and the other Emmanuel is the other person. The next person is Emmanuel Adebayo saying, "Oh, nice shadow, making it look dope." All right. And still from Emmanuel Adebayo saying, "Please, sir, do you have some tutorials on the use of shadow?" Yeah, most of my photo manipulation tutorials, I try as much as possible to break down the use of shadow there, but I can try and do a special tutorial on the use of shadow for you guys. All right, I will try my best to do that. Okay. All right. So Patrick Bede, I hope I pronounce your name correctly, is saying, "Hi, Mr. and Patrick Bede from Ivory Coast." All right, Patrick, you're welcome. So Ben is saying, "Welcome to Nigeria, Mr. Patrick." All right, so Khalil Yoreman, I hope I pronounced your name correctly, is saying, "Love you." I love you too. I love you too, Khalil. And Peterson NG TV saying, "My boss, well done." Thank you for that. All right, so let's go back to the tutorial. So I'm going to zoom in, all right, because I think I still need to add more drama here. All right, I think I need to add more drama here. So I'm going to move this down a bit, all right, and go back to the park highlight here. Select the brush tool, and I'm just going to gently apply more light to this. Okay, because you see that light is it has this making project look as if things are working on it. All right, and so there's another thing I think if we do here, it will help the success of the project. I'm thinking of adding more shadow. Let's see if we add more shadow, because part of how we achieve successful design project is to try moves that comes to mind, and if it's not working, take it out. So I'm going to go to the shadow here. I think this way, yeah, this very one here, and I'm going to select the brush tool and change this to black. And let's see if we add more shadow here. Let's see if it's going to help the project. So if I move this here like so, is it helping? Let's see. No, it's not. So I'm going to take it out. All right, I'm going to take it out. So I think it's okay this way. All right, I think it's okay this way. Don't let us so I'm going to take out all the shadow that I just added now. Okay, I think my camera is off, so I need to put that on back. But I hope you guys are enjoying the meeting. Yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying the tutorial. Okay. All right. So yeah. So for this side of the pop-off here, I'm thinking we should add more highlights here. So what I'm going to do is on the pop-off layer, I'm going to go to the curve adjustment here and just add highlight to this. And I'm going to hit Ctrl I to reverse the mask, because I really want to have more highlights on this side of the pop-off here. Of course, we can still see touch of the light effect from the background. So I'm going to switch to white here, and I'll make sure that I'm on the soft round brush of my brush here. And let's see if I just had that back here. Let's see what's going to look like. No, that's too harsh. So I'm just going to gently apply that here. All right. Yeah, this is beautiful. So I'm gonna just do my brush side and just gently apply it to this side also. And for this side here, I'm just gonna gently apply it here. Okay. Yeah, this is good. This is beautiful. All right, this is beautiful. Then the other thing I think I need to do here is to still add more curve. Yes, I'm going to go to curve again and just push this down and change this to luminosity, and I'm going to hit Ctrl I to reverse the mask because there's this highlight here that is not helping at all. So I'm going to add curve to that, to this area here of my image. So I'm going to reduce the brush size and just gently apply this here. So I'm just going to apply the curve back here, and I'm going to do the same thing here. Now the reason I'm doing this is because, you know, if this is behind this, it will be difficult for light to bounce on it. So that's the reason I'm doing this. So I'm going to just reduce this again. Yeah, so not reduce, add curve to it. So I'm going to just push this up a bit like so, and let's see. Yeah, this is good. This is good. So I'm going to go back to the brush tool again. Okay, I'm still on the brush tool. I think I need to add more shadow here. Let's see. So I'm going to select the brush, start from brush again, and increase my brush size and just gently apply light shadow to this side here, because, you know, shadow is very important where, you know, achieving good photo manipulation is concerned. You need to understand the use of shadow if you really want to achieve good photo manipulation. All right, so let's see if we, you know, make this brighter like so, and hit Ctrl I to reverse this and add more highlights here. All right, let's see if it's still going to help. I think it's making sense. Okay, so I'll go to under the feather option here and just make the feather more soft. All right, like that. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, this is good. So we're gonna just make this more bigger like that. Okay, this is good. This is good. All right. So then the next thing we're going to do is to add our pop-off image. So I already have them crop here. Now, most time when you're designing food poster, in fact, if the project is talking about food, one of the things that you need to put in place, in fact, what you should always think about is how can you make the project have this lively, fun look. All right, any food poster should have fun and excitement feel. So part of how we do this is, first off, the project needs to look bright. It has to be bright. And then the other thing you need to do is to make the focus, all right, more prominent, which is why I decided to make the pack this bold and let the people, the target audience or the readers, see the result of what they get after following all the instructions that they are asked to follow on this item here. And the other two things that you need to do, which we've applied here, is the use of shadow and highlight. Shadow and highlight is very, very important where achieving that excitement look on your project is concerned. So I'll go straight to the leaf here. I think I still need to add, because, you know, there's something called hierarchy on photo manipulation too, which is controlling how people access the information on your project. So how you achieve this well on your photo manipulation is the use of color. That's number one. Then the other thing is the perspective. So now we've achieved the perspective part, which is, you know, making our audience or our readers understand that this element here is small. But for the color part here, we need to, you know, dial the color of our leaf here down a bit. Now, the color on it is not really too strong. All right, it's not like it's too heavy or too strong, but I feel I still need to dial it down a bit more, because these leaves here are not really the focus. All right, so they are just there to help the giving of the project that lively feel. So what I'm going to do now is I'll go straight under curve here and select the clip icon here, because I only want this to affect this layer. Or you know what, better still, let's just put the two layers in a group. All right, I need to put the curve out, because it's the same curve I'm going to apply to the two layers. So I'm going to click on the clip here and just call this lift. All right, so then I'm going to click select this and just push this down. Now please make sure you're on the luminosity option here and see how that soft move that we just applied gave this that unique look, or what we're applying now. All right, what we're applying now, see how it gave the leaf that you know, like nice look. So let's see the before and after. This is the after, and this is the before. So I think I prefer the after. All right, so yeah, so the next thing we're going to do to create that fun look or that happy mood on the project is to start applying adding our pop-up image here. So I'm going to move this here. So I'm going to make this bold and big. Why? Because I'm trying to create that that feeling that this image here, or this layer here, is close to the camera, because anything that is close to you, most time, you know, things that are close to you always look bigger. Anything that is things that are far from you always look smaller. So because this is close to the camera, I'll make it this bold. Then I'll make a new layer of this, but this time this should be smaller and it should be somewhere here. All right, then let's see if I'm going to add more to this. I'm going to add another image here, and this should be here. Can even make this come right here. All right, and I'll make a copy of this, and this should be somewhere here. Another way you make, you know, you achieve that interesting look on your project is by not making your images or your elements share similar sizes. When they share similar size, when they all share the same size, it's not going to help the project look interesting. But when you make them have different sizes, it always gives the project that, you know, interesting look. So I'm going to move this to somewhere. Let's see if I move this to somewhere here. Let's see if I move it. Let's see where we can put this. Let's move this to this, because I want to add text to this side of the project. So I'm going to move this to somewhere here, and I'll rotate this. That's another thing you need to do, rotate it. All right, so I'm going to move this. Now this should be above this, because that's gradient stuff that we did is affecting the image. All right, now so let's start creating depth of field here. So because we say this is close to the camera, I'm going to make the blur of this really strong. So I'll go to field blur here, and the blur here should be something around this. All right, so I'm going to in fact, let's just make it bigger. Let's just add more blur to it. Sorry, you guys can see my screen, so I'm going to turn this off. All right, so I'm going to make this 27, and I'm going to select the OK button. So for this, all right, I'm going to go back again and select blur gallery and select field blur. So for this one, I'm not going to make use of too much field blur on it. All right, so I'm going to make this like this. Or you know what, for this, let's just use motion blur, because I really want to create that feel like the items, I mean, the pop-off is dropping from the top of the frame. So I'll go to blur and select motion blur here, and sorry, I need to move this here, and this should come right here like so. So I'm gonna move this to this side. Okay, so yeah, so I'll do the same thing to this. I'll just go to filter and just say blur and select the OK button. Let's do the same thing to this blur and say motion blur. Select the OK button. For this, I'm going to do the same thing again, the motion blur. And for this, I'm going to just make this really high like that. And let's see for this. So I'm just going to add the field blur to this because this is not different from this particular pop-off here. So I'm going to go to blur and select field blur here. I need to turn my camera off so you guys can see my settings here. So I'm going to make use of, let's make this real big. No, this is, we're losing the image. So I'm going to move this to the side here. All right. And I'm going to select the OK button. All right. So this is what we have so far. So for the curve, okay, you know what? Now there's one other thing I want you guys to learn how to do where, you know, working on, creating design project with Photoshop, your layer panel, always try as much as possible to make it neat, because when you have too much layers on your layer panel, most time, you know, scrolling down looking for the right layer always make us get tired of using the application. So always remember to put your layers in a group. All right, so I'm going to call this, let's just call it path. Okay, yeah. Then so for this, thinking of just making this a bit more darker, like so. Okay, so what else are we missing again? So I'm gonna let's just add more curve again and just do the edge curve on this. Yup. So then for the leaf here, because you know I just like playing when it comes to food poster. Like I said previously, it's always good to just have fun, just, you know, make that project have that fun look. So I'm going to just put this here and make a copy of this, and this should be, so for those of you that don't know, the shortcut is Ctrl+J. So I'm just going to position this here, and this should just come down here. It should be smaller, and I'm going to go back to where I have the leaves. And let's see if I make a copy of this very one here. Sorry, I'm supposed to be on the move too. Okay. All right. So yeah. So for this, we'll move this here, and I'm gonna convert this to a smart object. All right. So let me just quickly go through your messages, because I know some of you may have something you want me to help you with here. So let's see. Japheth is saying, I love this. Yeah, I'm happy you like it. So Emmanuel Adebayo is also saying, thank you, sir. We will love that, sir. Okay. I believe that's for the tutorial on the use of shadow. All right. So Evs Ben is saying, I can relate with that move that comes to mind, whether